All right, so today we're talking to Rufus and Jenny Triplett about reinventing Wedded, Bliss. And I got to tell you, when I think about a power couple, I think about Rufus and Jenny. Like when I think about how I'm going to raise my kids, I model my parenting after how Rufus and Jenny. Because if you can raise 3 boys in a suburb of Detroit, because you guys were outside of Detroit, right?
Wait,
would you bring her
from Michigan?
From Michigan? Okay, so where were you guys at in Michigan?
Bliss, Saginaw.
We was in the roughest. Flint was rougher than Saginaw, man. I was trying to climb out that joker.
Yeah, well, I hear you. And
it's
let me.
Still pretty rough in Flint.
So how did you guys? I mean, first of all, it's hard enough. Again, I've been married now for 18 years, so I get it. I mean, it takes a lot of work just to keep the relationship together, let alone having 3 boys and being in an area that, frankly, is challenging. I mean, I grew up in the Chicago area. I grew up in Evanston and lived in Chicago since '87. And I'm sure you guys have heard and keep seeing what's going on the streets of Chicago there. I mean, kids are dying left and right, west side, south side, every single day. And if you're in a rougher area, the odds of being exposed to some of that sort of violence is going to be, it's more likely. So how did you guys keep your kids out of trouble? Like, I know you had the wall thing, but really, was it the football? Was it just making sure they were involved with something? And how did you guys stay together dealing with all those challenges as well?
Hey, I tell you what, man, it was a little bit of both. But as far as our children, when we say not on our watch, I meant it, man. And so my children didn't do a lot of sleepovers. If I didn't know if I didn't know their mama, their daddy, their grandmama, their sister, if I didn't know the family, my children did not do sleepovers. So we kept them from even having to lie to us a lot of times by, I put a basketball court in my backyard just so they ain't got to go to the park and get in the fight up there or something.
Yeah.
So I kind of, because of the way I grew up, I was trying to make sure that they didn't have to hit some of those stumbles that I hit growing up.
Right. I mean, actually, you could just call it parenting.
Yeah.
We kept watch on our kids. School, we knew what was going on at school. I get so tired of hearing parents say, well, I didn't know. Well, I didn't know. Why didn't you know?
We got involved, man. We really got involved.
They knew us at the schools, and they knew when we were coming. If it wasn't volunteer, it was a situation that was going to be handled. Find out what something happened in class. And we had several of those situations that happened in class. We're going to discuss it. We're going to talk about it.
My child did what? He stood up and did what?
Right. Or let's find out what's behind it. Nothing was ever swept under the rug. We always had open conversations. We kept them busy, with doing things and activities. And we tried not to give them reasons to lie, but when you get to them teen years, they're going to find reasons to lie.
They don't lie.
You
just got to pick up on it.
Yeah, but we just let them know that y'all ain't slick here. It's not happening. It's a keep trying. You go back and try to add, subtract, multiply, and divide what you did differently, and try to do it another way. Guess what? We got that too, boo. We got you.
What did you guys do as a couple though? Like what? Because again, you've got the parenting side of the equation, right? And of course that makes all the sense in the world to do what you did, keep them in line, make sure that the kids are going to grow up and be productive citizens and contribute to society. But how did you contribute to yourselves? What did that look like? How did you guys help one another and maintain the passion? I mean, clearly the fire's still there. I mean, you guys are funny as hell. You still love each other.
Great sense of humor.
I know, right? I get that. But how did you guys, really, how did you guys take care of each other?
I'll tell you what, we had an agreement early on, which we try to tell a lot of young couples now. You can't go against me in front of my children. If I tell them to do something, I meant it. You want to talk to me about it? Talk to me about it later on at night. But don't talk to me about it in front of them, because I said what I said and I meant it.
Yeah, keeping the respect level, that's definitely what we had to do as a couple, because when they pit mom against dad or dad against mom and they see there's some type of severing here, separation.
Oh, dog, we did a huddle. Yeah. Come on. We did a huddle, baby. Right. They ain't going to get us.
Right. And it was never a situation where they could call him and say such, his answer would always be, ask your mom.
And I'm going to call your mama before I give you an answer.
Or they would call me and say such, because I would be like, ask your dad. So we would always make sure, that we went back and forth, and we kept that.
But I told him all the time, I said, hey, I'd rather y'all be in trouble with her than me.
We looked at it as an investment in our kids. We knew this time would be coming, that we would be empty nesters, and it would just be us. So why have a discord at this age after children if we couldn't survive our kids?
Yeah.
So we knew that it had to be an investment. We had to invest we had to parent, invest in our kids, and then now we can enjoy this life.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And as far as you guys are concerned, as a couple, though, you must have been doing things for each other over the course of all of these years. So did you have a date night? Did you make sure that you took a vacation as just a couple once a year, even if it's just, heading out to the Motel 6, whatever it might be? What sort of things did you guys do for each other? I get the kid thing. We got the wall. That's all I really needed to hear. As far as I'm good.
Now
Parenting, I got the wall. I'm good.
Now you need a marriage tip.
Well, well, here's the thing, man. When we had children, my children were everywhere I went. My children never left. Once again, it was a thing where not on my watch. I was always concerned about something happening to my children if I left them somewhere or whatever. But we knew that if we can get past the kids and raise our children, we'd have this time. So to answer your question, no, really, man, I literally did everything with my kids while they were in my house. And then now that they're gone, we're doing everything. And we're going to Dubai or something.
We're going
Girl, come on.
But our thing, Steve, as far as the marriage is concerned and keeping it together while you have children, you can do things.
Well, I'm still get married while it is.
You can do things. You can do things with your kids and without your kids, if your kids are properly trained. Because we would go places. We've been to the Bahamas with our kids, but guess what? They stayed on the ship one time, and we went out and explored by ourselves.
And we put them in kids' quest and went on about our business.
We put them somewhere with the counselors.
All right, wait,
and we went.
Let's do this
ourselves.
Love you guys. Let's do this. If people want to find out more information about you, because we're coming up here on the end, I know it goes so fast, but it's survivingmarriagetips.com. Is that the best place for folks to go?
Yes. Or find us anywhere across social media at Rufus and Jenny, except on Instagram. You can find us at Triplett World.
Yeah.
I told you to put my information out there, girl. Everybody don't need to know where I'm at. They don't need to know me.
Hilarious.
Oh, you guys are great. All right, love you guys. You keep up the amazing work, and we will be back with another episode of Reinvention Radio really soon. Talk later.